there's more questions in the audience. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for this fantastic panel. Before the questions, I'd just like to give a huge shout out to Twitch chat. We've got you on our phones and we're trying to answer as many questions as we can for you. My name's Josh. I'm a massive fan of Baldurs Gate 1 and 2. I have been since I was a kid. I've played the games my entire life, and the name is legendary. The stories are mythical, and Baldurs Gate 1 and 2 are some of the most respected RPGs of all time. Why do you think Baldurs Gate 3 is a worthy successor to this title?
Okay, I have many reasons. We can just break them down one by one. So obviously times have moved on. We are 2023. I think the first Baldur's Gate was in '98, if I'm not mistaken. So back in the days, Baldur's Gate 1 embodied everything that Dungeons & Dragons was. It was the first game that really allowed you to play D&D in a video game. It had multiplayer, which was very advanced for its time already. It had a party that you were growing, definitely in Baldur's Gate 2. That was really a really big innovative step back in the days. We've done the same thing, but with 5th edition. We've taken all of the concepts that were pioneered there to a much further extent. The relationship building that you're going to be doing inside of the game, the party that you're going to gather, that has, you will find out when you're going to play, that has lots and lots more than what was possible back in the days, both in the fact that it's being told to you in a cinematic way, but not in just a linear cinematic way, but actually in a fully dynamic cinematic way that depends and reacts to all of the choices that you've made, all of the decisions that you've been making. And so that is, for me, was one of the core things that we wanted to put in a game that was about gather your party, which is what the catchphrase was of the original Baldur's Gate. The second thing is this game follows the structure of the original game. You start your adventure elsewhere. There's a big, strong call to action, and that takes you to the city. So we are basically following that same journey. You're going to have a strong call to action, which in this case is, I'm about to become a monster, and if I embrace that becoming a monster, I'm going to be a very powerful monster. I was, back in the days, you were a Baal spawn, and that was the same thing. I have this Lord of Murder that is guiding me, so I need to deal with that. What am I going to do with this? You could turn into the Slayer or not, and these were things that you were going to be interacting with. So there is that aspect. Back in the days, Baldur's Gate 1 was at the peak of what was possible visually. It was a beautiful world. It had a lot of adventure, lots of exploration to be had. You've been trying it out today. I don't know what your thoughts were, but the BG3 offers you the same things. It gives you plenty of adventure. It gives you plenty of opportunities, but it does more. What was not possible in the days were all of the systemic interactions that we put in there. In that sense, it goes further than what you had, and it should, because it has to innovate. BG1 was an incredible, innovative game. BG2 was an even more innovative game. I think BG3 is at the peak of what's possible in traditional and actual modern RPGs also. It brings you a game that marries systemics in which you're really, really free. It marries everything that's about exploration, adventuring, everything that's been done in the genre, it's all present in there. It marries storytelling in a narrative manner that reacts to the system, to the choices that it makes. It's a game that respects your identity in ways you cannot even imagine when you start playing, that you realize as you're going through it. And you can do it on your own or with a friend and multiplayer. And so all those things together, I think, puts BG3 at the forefront of RPGs, just like its predecessor back in the days. So, and maybe, and most importantly, when it comes to BG3, I think it's a game that is incredible, a lot of fun, just like the original games were. And it's going to give you a lot of replay value, and you're going to keep on replaying, you're going to keep on finding new things, and those things they're very hard to find in this type of game. And so those, for me, make it a worthy successor. So it modernizes Dungeons & Dragons in a video game, puts it back at the forefront of where it belongs to be, allows you to play it in any way you want, be anybody that you want, and then actually get rewarded by true AAA cinematic storytelling at a scale that I don't think has actually been done. And you can do it with your friends. You can be watching in split screen 2 cinematics at the same time with different choices, deal with the consequences of what your friends have been doing. It's just really, really cool. Anyway, that was... Thank you.